it's time to heal and feel, be real. You just gotta take your time, unwind and chill. Cause now it's time to love yourself. Build emotional and mental health. Cause Black woman, it's time to heal and feel, be real.
Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Black Women Healing Podcast. And today we're going to start by introducing our special guest. Today we have Dr. Njideka N. Olatunde, an accomplished naturopath
and a leading authority on the cultural integration of traditional health practices with conventional medicine for mind, body, and emotional wellness. She has 40 plus years of experience in reflexology therapy as a master reflexologist, pain relief educator, and consultant who has helped thousands of chronic pain sufferers with relieving pain first before treatment using the power of touch and reflexology therapy as an alternative in addressing the opioid epidemic. So, as y'all heard, Danica struggling a bit with that word. When we get into the episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about it so that way we all fully understand what it is. Because although I can say it, I don't know what it means either. So, but let's keep ourselves on our regular schedule and we're going to bring us in with a this or that. Danica, do you have something? If not, I can think of something real quick.
I don't.
Okay, I got something.
Okay.
Don't think too hard. I got you.
Okay.
Okay. So my this or that is around productivity. Would you prefer to be productive in the morning or the evening? I find that in the summertime, I like to be productive in the morning because I want to enjoy the sun. But I'm noticing in the winter, I'm more productive in the evening because I want to sleep in the morning. So I'll leave it to y'all to chime in on when y'all feel the wheels spinning the most for your brain.
Hmm. I'm definitely not a morning person. Um, I would say midday, I guess, like the 11 a.m. for me.
Okay.
10 a.m., 11 a.m. I feel like that's when my brain is like awake. I feel like the evening sometimes is it's like it's done so much that as you all heard, I could not pronounce the word. I feel like my brain right now has worked really hard today. And it's the evening time, you know? But that middle day mark, I don't know. I feel like it's not, my eyes didn't just like open. And so I've gotten to like look around, I've gotten to smell use all my senses. And so around that time, I feel like that I'm ready to go. What are you all thinking?
Hmm. I don't know. Like I said, I think mine's is based off of the seasons. But I also feel like once I'm alert, I'm alert. As y'all could probably see, I had my caffeine a little bit later today. So that's why I'm like, let's keep this going. Like I'm on a roll. I got stuff to do. So I feel like it all depends on the season for me. And when I say season, each day is a different season for me. But yeah. What about you, Doc?
Well, definitely, I'm a morning person. Um, I function better in the morning. Like I was telling Myra, you all are very special because I'm on the East Coast, so this is like downtime for me.
Ooh.
And I rise with the sun and go down with the sun. So like morning is really I'm more productive in the morning than I am in the evening. And I can relate to you where you say seasonal because of the fact that we are children of the sun. So that plays a big part in terms of that connection, in terms of wanting to be outside and wanting to be in connection with nature.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know you're, like you said, you're on a whole nother time difference. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. And today, you all, we're going to be talking about integrating non medication, hands on power of touch therapy for pain relief. And so we're really going to get to dive into some of these topics, but we're going to start with why is the power of touch important in relieving pain before treatment to achieve optimum health and wellness?
excellent question to open with. First of all, let's look at what we mean when we say touch, because most of us always think of touch as something physical, but touch affects us mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even financially as well, because mind, body, and spirit are the foundations for you healing yourself. And when you heal in those areas, you're using the power of touch. Now, why the power of touch before treatment? Let me kind of give you an example. When you're in pain, you go to the doctor, correct? And when you go to the doctor, you want the doctor to do what? Relieve your pain. Now, when we talk about healthcare and talk about healthcare practitioners, and I'm talking about doctors, whatever therapy you go to, the bottom line is we as practitioners forget the business side of our service. We only focus on servicing. And I say that to say is when you go to the store to buy something, you know what you want and you go buy it. When you come to the doctor, from the business side, you're buying what? Pain relief. So you want the doctor to relieve you of your pain. But what happens? When you go to the doctor's going to say, you may say, okay, I got an aching back. The doctor's going to say, well, we need to do what? Take tests. And when we take the tests, then we can come back and tell you what we can do. But while they're doing the tests, what do? They give you a prescription for the pain, but they don't know what's causing the pain. Now you got a prescription for the pain, but you're still in pain. So when I talk about touch, what I'm saying is the missing component in your health and wellness is being able to do the first form of touch, which is called listening. So like when a person comes to me and they're in pain, before we can even talk about what's causing your pain, I have to listen. And I let you tell me about your pain. I let you talk to me about your pain. By me listening, the one thing I'm going to find out is you are in stress. And stress is the cause of the pain. And we never think about connecting pain and stress. They go hand in hand, one with each other, because 95% of all the illnesses that affect the body is a result of stress. And stress is nothing but something that happens outside of your body that you bring inside. And when you bring it inside, if you don't release it, it then tries to come out of the body in whatever area is weak. And that's how you get pain. So we're talking about touch. The first form of touch relieving pain begins with communication, known as listening.
Wow, that was the plot twist I was not expecting. So thank you for breaking down that. Can you inform our listeners a little bit more about reflexology and just like how it works and how it can be used as medication?
Okay, first of all, let me explain what reflexology is. Reflexology is the art and science of working specific reflex nerve ending points on your hands, feet, and ears to relax, relieve stress, remove toxins and impurities, and improve circulation. That's like the foundation of reflexology. If you ever look at a chart of the anatomy and look at the nervous system, you'll see how all the nerve endings, they begin in your head and run straight through your body, ending in your hands and your feet. Now, how does reflexology work? The analogy I can explain, so to give you kind of a picture. Think about the electricity in your house. Now, you all are babies, so you don't know about this, but in the old days, when the electricity ran out, we had something that was called a fuse bulb. And you had to turn that fuse and put it into the box, and all of a sudden, electricity came on. Today, we have what we call circuit breakers. So you flip the switch, and then the lights come back on. But say that doesn't work, then you're going to have to call in an electrician. And then the electrician is going to say, well, there's some problems with the wiring. And so when you think of a reflexologist, you're thinking of a reflexologist from the standpoint of being the electrician for your body, because the nerve endings are the wiring that is connected straight to the brain and sends information through the nerve endings to the brain in terms of what body is in, what system or body organ is in pain and how to relieve it. The message goes to the brain. The brain then automatically sends what's known as the body's natural pain relievers. So what we're talking about, here we go back again, communication. Your communication center is your brain. And the way the message gets there is through the nerve endings. And so when we're working on the hands, feet, and ears with reflexology, the nerve ending has a blockage. And because it has a blockage, you're feeling pain. So we're looking for that blockage to release that blockage so then it can move into the channels of elimination, opening up the ways so that you now are able to be relieved of being in pain.
Wow, thank you for that breakdown. Can you share like a personal story or like a testimonial of someone that has found some help from having touch therapy? We want to hear all the things.
Oh, all the details. Okay, there are. I'll give you one example that I can kind of share with you if you understand the whole picture. When I started my reflexology practice, I started and built my practice with senior citizens. And if you know anything about senior citizens, they are very specific and to the point about what they want. And you have to deliver according to what they want and when they want it. That's just their makeup. And I say that to say, in terms, a lot of them come with a lot of different problems. Reflexology has helped people with diabetes, it's helped people with arthritis, it's helped people with various back pain. And that's one of the major ones. The major pain that most people experience are back pains. And back pains along with migraine headaches. Reflexology works with that. And it goes from the same standpoint, which I just said, in terms of working the nerve endings on the hands and feet, wherever you will find. Let me make it a little clearer so everybody can see it. Can you see my finger here? Okay, say if somebody came with a problem and they had a back pain, and the way to relieve the back pain, all of the nerve endings have specific points. This area right here, if you see the shape of it, it looks just like the spine. This is where the nerve ending to your spine is. So if somebody had back pain, what we do is you take your thumb, you do a walking technique like this, and you're going to walk the area of the thumb. The same thing applies to the feet. It's the big toe on your feet. And so by doing this, you stimulate the nerve ending to the back via the spine nerve ending to be about relieving the pain. So reflexology can relieve any pain that you are experiencing because of the fact that we're focusing with the message center, nerve ending to the brain. And let me give you an example. Everybody has done reflexology, but they don't know that they have done it. We all have done it. We come here with the power to touch inside our hands, but we don't know how to use it. Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you two examples. The first one, What happens when you hit your funny bone on your elbow? What's the first thing you do? Yes, you make a verbal response. Ouch. Some may say something not so nice, but you're going to verbally release. Then the message is going to go straight to the brain. Trauma in the elbow. What's the next thing you're going to do?
I usually will hold it or touch it, like trying to see if that'll help.
That's correct, because the next thing you're going to do is touch. You're going to rub it. And when you do that, what happens? You start feeling some relief. You feel it. Message goes to the brain. Now, release the body's natural pain relievers, known as endorphins, that go straight to that area. That's reflexology. That's what we do. That's the whole thing. So you've done that. And let me share another example. For those who may have children, or if you can think back to when you were a child, you did a little thing called This Little Piggy. And this little piggy is nothing but reflexology, because all of the nerve endings to the head are in the fingers and the toes. And so when you're doing the little circle or moving a little toe backward and forward, you're stimulating the nerve endings in the head. And so for a baby, it may calm them down. They may get real happy, and they may even go to sleep. But that's because you stimulated the nerve endings. Our body has its own mechanisms to heal itself. And so that's how reflexology, wherever the pain is, you can find that particular reflex point on your hands and on your feet. And all you have to do is just start walking that area to be about relieving the pain, which makes it medication free and
Thank you.
available 24/7.
That part. Yeah. Thank you so much for explaining that. Very much so realistic, like in our face examples, right? Like you just saying. What I was thinking about as you were talking about this is one, like how a lot of folks from our culture, they don't, we don't talk about these different types of practices as much, right?
That's
So
true.
when I've gotten like a massage, I've seen reflexology at like some of these different cultural like businesses, right? So usually folks usually who are of Asian descent, I feel like you see reflexology. I'm thinking about that in the connection to like other things. I'm thinking of acupuncture. I'm thinking of Reiki. That's something I feel like folks, I've seen like folks who are of African descent talk about Reiki a little bit more. I guess I'm just throwing out like, what are you thinking about all these other different types of non-medication types of treatment?
I love your question. Now, let me take you a little, give you a little stroll down memory lane as it relates to reflexology. Reflexology is over 5,000 plus years old, and reflexology originated in Egypt. It belongs to us. It's our
Mm,
modality. And in
mm,
addition to that, it lays the foundation, because out of reflexology came massage, came acupressure, came Reiki, and all of it all began with reflexology. So we are the original. This is our healing modality,
mm.
because of the fact it deals with the power of the hands. We are healers through the power of our hands. So when you ask about all the other, those the way I can really share with you, think of reflexology. When you opened up, you asked about reflexology before therapy. Think of reflexology as being the first line in relieving pain. Reflexology relieves the pain so that you can move to the treatment. The treatment is the therapies that you spoke of, Reiki, massage, all of those. It's called integrative approaches to healthcare. So reflexology opens the door, because there's no one therapy that can do it all. You have 11 systems of the body. So all of the systems need different things. Not one thing can address every system in the body. Like not one therapy can address all of the healing issues that are needed. The one thing that I advise everyone to think about, I'm a big advocate of taking back control of your life from pain. And you have the power to do that. And the way you do that is by connecting with your body, getting in oneness with your body. Understand that your body was designed to heal itself. So when you go to your doctor, the one thing that allopathic medicine, known as conventional medicine, is good for is diagnosing, but it's not good for treating. It's excellent in diagnosing, but it does not know how to treat. So once you get a diagnosis, it is your responsibility to ask, what body system is affected? I'll give you an example. If you went to the doctor and the doctor said you were diagnosed with asthma, what's the first thing you're going to think about when they say asthma?
I can't breathe. Your lungs.
Your lungs. So you automatically going to think of the organ, your lungs. But where are your lungs located? It's located in the respiratory system. So when you get a diagnosis, think of the body system. Whatever the diagnosis is, think of the body system. So when you think of the body system, that means either the organs or the cells in that system are in need of something. Is it nutrition? Is it exercise? Is it cleansing? All of this plays a part. And that's where you look to start putting your treatment in place. And that makes it a medication-free approach to healing, which means because when you deal with medication, you have to understand that your body's defense system automatically goes up. And this is a foreign substance coming into your body, so your defense mechanism is prepared to attack. If that foreign substance is able to break that defense system down, now you have what? A new kind of illness from the medication, a whole combination. That's why medications say, give those warning signs. You can have this, you can have this, it can affect this, it can affect that. Because we're talking about what? Our insides, the chemicals inside of our bodies are all different. So can't no one thing do it all. And if you don't learn anything else, think about no one thing can do it all. It's got to be an integrated approach.
Wow. Thank you for breaking that down. I feel like we just learned so much so quickly. And so as we wrap up, we always ask our guests if they have any takeaways for our listeners. So I'll leave the floor open to you.
Well, the first takeaway that I guess I'm going to do a little quickie for you in terms of a real takeaway. Everybody drives automobiles, right? And you have cars. Most people kind of know how the car operates, but most people don't know that the car was designed as an exact replica of your body. When you go buy the car, what does the dealer or the salesperson say? They give you a list of what? When you need maintenance on your car and you follow that maintenance. The body needs the exact same thing, maintenance. So my closing remarks is that when you go to your doctor, stop going into your doctor like your doctor is a car mechanic. You go in there and say, okay, I got a headache or my arm is aching, this and that. When you tell your mechanic that, your mechanic automatically knows how to connect with the parts of the body. The doctor doesn't operate like that. And so when you go in there and say, oh, my back is aching and I want relief from this, go into your doctor understanding that I want you to work with me to assist my body in the healing process. That's what you want. Go to your doctor, asking your doctor to work with you in assisting the body in the healing process. That's how you take back control. Understand that the practitioner is not the healer. The practitioner cannot work by itself. The practitioner has to work with you. So it's client and practitioner working together in oneness. When this happens, now you're able to take back control because you have now connected with your body's ability to heal itself naturally. So being one with your body is what I would leave with. And I want to share something with you. In the African tradition, when you visit somebody's home for the first time, you bring a gift. And I have a gift for you and your listeners. I have put together a medication-free pain and stress relief poster that you can go download at touchology.reflexology.com. And that's my gift, my thank you gift to you and your listeners.
So we hope you all enjoyed that episode. Myra and I are bringing back this segment where sometimes we just have a further discussion of what we heard. And so I'm thinking of this hit home for me because I feel like I have a lot of the things. So Dr. Njideka talked about asthma. I have asthma and I've been thrown at me since I was a kid. Allergy shots, asthma medication, like I've been thrown so much in me since I was a kid. I don't take as much medication now. Actually, it's rare that I do, but I don't think that I've dived into like these other non-medication types of therapies. And so for me, I was just like, I think I want to like look into this some more. Um, well, you know what? I tried acupuncture, but I didn't consistently do it. But I actually now I want to try reflexology. Like I want to start where the beginning of it is. If that's where everything comes from, I would want to start there. So I think y'all might hear an update from me in the next few episodes of how it goes. What's your reflection?
I think my reflection is just to explore more things when it comes to just the body and being sick. Because I'm one of those people where I'd be like, I'm just going to ride it out. I ain't going to the doctor. I ain't going to nobody. I'm going to ride it out. That's literally like all I ever say and do. But now having a child, I'll take her. But I think it's just a reminder for me to really be holistic and explore what could be going on with me. That's it. Yeah.
Definitely holistic. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share?
I actually do, y'all. Super side note, but I've been looking at buying these cards by Alex L. They say they're affirmation cards, but I don't think that's an appropriate name for them. But I'm just gonna give a little shameless plug. They are amazing. They have a bunch of different categories. For my birthday, I had all my friends pull a card from a different category, and we were like ranting and raving on how great it is. Maybe on one of the episodes, me and Donnie could have a conversation about them, but if y'all are needing just like a little pick me up, it poses a statement to you and then it gives you like homework to do on the back of the card. So it's great. So that's just my little shameless plug. But that's all I got for this week's episode of the podcast.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know Myra's gonna have us a little she gonna tell us something. She gonna tell us what's out there, which I appreciate. But yeah, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Black Women Healing Podcast. We'll be back with another episode next Monday.